following is an Oregon Sports Network presentation.
Husky Stadium, Seattle, Washington, the site of the 84th renewal of a fierce regional rivalry. But none as important as today's meeting. National rankings, Northwest pride, and a possible berth in Pasadena are on the line. Coming up next, it's the Ducks and the Huskies.
The Oregon Ducks versus the Washington Huskies. Today's game is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By Bud and Bud Light. Know when to say when. By Bi-Mart. Bi-Mart beats the high cost of living. By Northwest Eye Center, Eugene's first and most respected. By the Oregon Lottery. Sports action's back. Get in on the action today. By Wood Products Credit Union. If you don't join, you're out of your tree. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade for that deep down body thirst.
A sellout crowd of over 72,000 expected for this afternoon's contest between the Ducks and the Huskies. The largest crowd ever to watch these two Northwest rivals go at it in football. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Todd McKim along with Greg Mosier, and welcome to Seattle, where we have a very, very critical Pac-10 contest this afternoon. In fact, the Ducks enter the contest 0-1 in league. The Huskies have been very impressive all year long. They are undefeated in league play, and it's a must-win for the Ducks if they want to go to the Rose Bowl.
It really is. You've got one loss already in the Arizona game. You've got Washington with no losses in the conference, and the winner in the conference will have one loss. If the Ducks want to have any chance to go to the Rose Bowl and keep that in their aspirations in their future, they've got to have this game.
Let's talk about the matchups. First of all, the key matchup, the marquee matchup this afternoon is the Oregon offense against the #1 defense in the conference, the Huskies. It's kind of like the immovable object and the irresistible force.
It really is. Oregon has been very effective moving the ball on anybody this year, but you come against the Washington Huskies, who shut out the University of Southern California. You've got a very formidable defense, and they do a lot of different things on defense and can cause the quarterback a lot of problems with pressure, and pressure early and consistent.
Bill Musgrave, of course, one of the better quarterbacks in the nation, a Heisman Trophy candidate. He has faced the Huskies 3 times already. He's won twice, but last year in Seattle, he was intercepted 4 times as the Huskies prevailed 20-14. On the other side of the line of scrimmage, Greg, we look at a matchup that I think is equally as important. Oregon's defense, which has improved week after week after week against the Huskies, who sport the #1 rusher in the conference, Greg Lewis, averaging 128 yards a game.
Yeah, the Huskies have a very strong offensive line, and Greg Lewis is a very explosive back, and he's been effective running the ball in everybody this year. And the defense for the University of Oregon had played so well in so many critical situations. This is going to be a real good test for him, because that offensive line is very impressive for Washington.
Indeed it is. So if those two phases of the football game happen to neutralize each other, then this game will be decided in the kicking game, and both teams have excelled in this phase of the game so far this year. Well, I asked the coach earlier this week to get his thoughts about this game, and here's what he had to say.
Well, if we expect to be in the race for the Rose Bowl, I think we have to win in Seattle. Being 0-2 in the league doesn't exactly make you a Rose Bowl contender.
There you have it. We're all set for today's contest from Seattle. The Ducks and the Huskies will be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment.
And hit the ground running.
We have a beautiful day here in Seattle for today's contest. Temperature in the low 60s, a slight breeze out of the east, and partly sunny skies. In fact, as you can see now, the sun is out, and an ideal day for football in a game that pits 2 of the best teams in the country. A large contingent of Oregon fans made the trip from the state of Oregon. I've been coming up here for 11 years now, and this is by far and away the most green and yellow that I've ever seen in Husky Stadium. Both teams are ranked in the top 20, and it is the first time since 1962 that the Huskies and the Ducks have both been ranked at the same time coming into this key contest. But not only rankings on the line, but of course a possible trip to the Rose Bowl at stake this afternoon between these two longtime rivals. The Huskies lead the series 50-28, and there have been 5 ties. The Huskies have won 7 of the last 9, including last year here in Seattle, 20-14. But the Ducks have won 2 of the last 3, victorious in Eugene in 1987 and 1988. Kicking off for the Ducks is a former Husky, believe it or not, Liam Hayes. Actually attended the University of Washington for 1 year, was a walk-on from Tigard High School, but decided to transfer, and the Ducks are glad that he did. As you take a look at the twin safeties for the Huskies back at their own 2-yard line, the Ducks will have a slight breeze at their back to start the first period of play. A crowd of over 72,000 on hand, and we are just about ready to go.